So in this video, I want to show you how I turned this logo to this logo. It's basically a brand refresh, not much of like a rebrand, because the core idea still remained the same. And I just wanted to refresh it to make it look more modern and, you know, something like that. So the brand is basically a brand that does 3D drawings, 3D architectural drawings, and so the idea is 3D orb. That's the idea of the brand. So an orb is something that goes around a surface, like solar system kind of orb. So basically what the brand name is saying is that everything that concerns 3D is what we do. And so I turned this from this to this. And so the first thing I did was to create mood boards. So for the mood boards, what we're trying to achieve is to get a new color scheme, because we want to refresh the brand. You get, so not just the logo but the color scheme. The core idea of the brand is not changing, but like the visuals are changing. So I came up with this mood board. I feel like this one is more softer. It still has that dark edge of the construction industry and design and architecture and whatnot. Yeah, and this is the second one. I think this one is more solid and more professional with the I don't know if these are burgundy colors, but like dark red or whatever orange colors, and they are orange colors. Basically this one is very simple and straight to the point, and you see like the logo style, use of like edgy logos and whatnot. You get, so the client finally chose this particular one, and so he moved on, and I started with sketches. So these are my sketches. I started sketching like cuboids, and I was just thinking about how I'm going to portray that 3D idea and something rotating around it, so like you can see in this particular one here. Then I started also thinking towards what do they call them, spheres coming together to give that 3D orb. So then I went to Illustrator, and then I started the idea by like doing something like this, and I cut out the circle to just, I don't know, I just wanted to communicate that like 3D circles coming together to form the orb and whatnot, because circle is already giving that orb kind of visual language. But this didn't fly. Then I started thinking towards the normal cuboids or squares being intersected with a circle. So this was the first logo idea that I had. So I had two logo ideas. Then for the second logo idea, I started thinking towards the direction of something like this. I think with the print it cut out. Then I didn't really know where to go from here until I found this image, and this helped me realize that, oh, we could actually do an intersection that looks like this. And so I then had the first two options. So this is the first option that came out of here, and this one came from using like this stuff to intersect with the circle, so like 3D orb. You get, now you might have thought that it ended here. It didn't end here. So this is logo option 1, logo option 2. It didn't end here. So I also started with this was sort of like a word mark idea, where I wanted to use this orb running through it. But the more I did it, the more it started looking like this was another logo altogether. You get, so this idea did not fly. I sent it to the client, but like I also saw from the client's perspective that it doesn't fly. You get, so yeah. So these are our final logos, because when we had done this one and we had this circle intersecting here, it felt too much. You get, the lines were too much on the circle. So the client gave me that feedback, and I thought, okay, I felt like this even communicated it going around, and in a way you can now see that this is like a solid shape, that this one is going behind it. In this logo illustration, in this logo, it basically looked like it was going inside it and it was like outlines, but this way it looked more like a solid shape that a circle is going around. You get, so 3D, so this is the 3D object, and this is the circle going around it to define 3D orb. And so now the brand has currently changed their logo on their Instagram page to this new logo. And yeah, I did a couple of mock-ups with AI. Yeah, so this is the brand. Let me know what you think about this brand. Have an amazing day.